We've got breaking news at the NFL here on CBS Sports HQ. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Texans. He suffered a hamstring injury during last week's loss to Kansas City and has missed 3 straight days of practice. That means Cooper Rush will make his first start for Baltimore on Sunday as the Ravens try and avoid a 3-game losing streak. Now, Lamar Jackson far from the only Raven on that injury report right now. Something like 15 Raven players on that list that just dropped just a few moments ago. Let's go ahead and bring in Jonathan Jones, our lead NFL insider here for CBS Sports. Jonathan, what's the latest with Lamar? What's the timetable? What should they expect here?
So this is not unexpected, Lamar Jackson not playing this upcoming week against the Houston Texans. The Texans all week have been preparing as though they were likely to face Cooper Rush. You always have to respect the sort of quarterback, the sort of athlete that Lamar Jackson is. But as the week went on and Lamar Jackson was not practicing, it became very clear to Houston that they should be preparing for Cooper Rush. This is an injury with Lamar that talked about this ever since the injury happened here on CBS Sports HQ, that it's not clear when the injury took place. I know we keep showing that video of his final play against the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no obvious moment on that scramble and subsequent going to the ground where it is clear his hamstring pulled, right? And he had not really been looking like himself throughout that week, dating back to the week before as well. So there has been a thought that maybe this was an accumulation sort of injury over time. Now, he did not practice whatsoever this week, and so you have to wonder if this is going to bleed into next week when the Baltimore Ravens are going to be facing the Los Angeles Rams, because the Ravens do have a bye week after that Rams game. So it's the Texans, no Lamar, and it's Cooper Rush. Next week it's the Rams. Maybe Cooper Rush, maybe Lamar comes back, but hamstrings, Mike, as you well know, they're tricky. And so we could be looking at a 2-week layoff for Lamar Jackson so that he gets 3+ weeks to recover and return after the bye.
How concerned are you with the Ravens, JJ, considering the 1-3 start, the laundry list of injuries we just saw, and still a couple of weeks until the bye? Can they survive to the bye?
They can, because look at the schedule, right? Look at it after the bye, certainly compared to before the bye. As it stands right now, the only team that you would, with decent confidence, say is going to make the playoffs, the first one would be Week 14 against the Steelers, right? I mean, you look at it, and they played the Bills, they played the Lions, and the Chiefs. Those are 3 teams that could be in their respective conferences title games, right? So it's okay that they lost to them. 1-3 is concerning, 1-5 is concerning, and the injuries just continue to mount. And I say 1-5 because they're staring 1-5 in the face, right? They're about to face the league's top defense and the Houston Texans, which maybe they just got some things figured out offensively. You're playing a Rams team that, you know, if they had a special teams unit that didn't make huge, gigantic mistakes, you may be talking about an undefeated LA Rams team. So the Ravens won't be favored this week or next week. And if that goes that way, they're going to be 1-5 going into the bye, but a lighter schedule. Mm-hmm. The concern is that they are missing so many Pro Bowlers, especially on the defensive side. The one guy who was healthy, Kyle Hamilton, dealing with a groin issue that popped up during the game, then kind of continued on in the week, and he's questionable for this game against the Texans. Your one Pro Bowler that you should be able to rely on, Derrick Henry, has fumbled the ball away in the fourth quarter in 2 games and potentially cost you 2 wins. So things are bad for Baltimore. They can get better, but I don't know that they're going to get better this week, and I don't know if they're going to get better next week. You just have to consider after the bye, maybe that schedule gets a little bit lighter, guys get healthier, and then they can start to dig themselves out of the hole.
You know, for all of us watching Thursday Night Football last night, we saw the 49ers laundry list of injuries and them getting it done with a backup quarterback in Mac Jones. What's the faith like you're getting a sense of in Cooper Rush? We just saw his numbers a short while ago that, hey, maybe he can do the same thing, at least keep them afloat to the bye.
Yeah, you know, Cooper Rush has played pretty well when his number has been called. Of course, playing for the Dallas Cowboys in place of Dak Prescott. You see the numbers right there. Those are great numbers for a backup quarterback. There's no question about it. The Ravens, though, are going to be doing different things offensively with him at quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Lamar's 1 of 1, and so you do have to change things in Todd Monken's offense. Now, perhaps they're going to attempt to run the ball a little bit more. We see that they have not done that this season. Perhaps they're going to try to set the tone early by pounding the rock with Derrick Henry, which I would say is probably a good idea. But are they going to be able to hold up? And not just offensively, but really just defensively. We're talking about Cooper Rush. That defense is so banged up. They're going to get so tired. Can they really go 4 quarters, or will the dam sort of break there as it has a couple of times already this season? So that's the concern for the Ravens. Not necessarily can Cooper Rush win you a couple of games. I think he has enough history to show you that he can do that. But with the other injuries and losing the value of Lamar Jackson and his arm and his legs, it's going to be a tough road and a tough hill to climb for Baltimore.
Certainly will be. Jonathan Jones, thank you so much for joining us. It is breaking news. Baltimore Ravens starting quarterback Lamar Jackson out this week against the Houston Texans with that hamstring injury. And, JJ just talked about it, why it's so compounding, because look at this list of injuries that the Ravens are dealing with. Now, as long as this isn't even all the names that are on the official list that just went out. There's about 15. I think there's 10 here. The Ravens going through it right now. This is a brutal amount of injuries that they have to deal with. And again, they have started the season 1-3. We'll see if they can keep things afloat with Cooper Rush at the helm. Now, here's what's going on CBS Sports this weekend in terms of the NFL schedule. Broncos and Eagles there on CBS, and there you see Texans and Ravens also on our airways. Giants and Saints at 1 o'clock hour as well. Bucks, Seahawks at 4:05. Titans and Cardinals also getting underway in that 4 o'clock hour. Remember, check it out on CBS or stream on Paramount Plus.